trade special, man. We had to bounce on here on a good Sunday one time to make sure everybody got this good info on these hot trades. You know what I'm saying? So I'm your host, Jay Dimes, with my little bro Giannis, and one of our, how put it? One of our faithfuls, one of the ones that's been down from the beginning, the homie T-Streetz. Appreciate you popping up with us right quick for this, you know what I'm saying, special moment in NBA history. With all that being said, though, wait a minute, hold on. I got to get it all in. Get your merch. Make sure you go on YouTube and you subscribe, share. Check us out on Tickety Talks. Check us out on Facey Books. Y'all can catch us on everything. You feel me? Make sure you go to that channel, though. Make sure you hit the like button, get them views up, man. And when we get to 100 subscribers, we are giving a giveaway for Xbox and PS5. So, with all that being said, bro, what happened yesterday?
Hey, yo. So breaking from Shannon Sharney of the Dallas Mavericks are trading Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round draft pick. Woo! What a bomb! That was crazy. And I just found out that the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks didn't even know about it.
Kid, nobody.
Yeah, Jason Kidd didn't know about it. Just the owner of the Dallas Mavericks and the owner of the Los Angeles Lakers was having a one-on-one, and Rob Pelinka was like, "Hey, would you ever consider?" And it was like they sat on it for like 3 weeks, going back and forth, talking about it just between them two. And they went ahead and made the move. So Bron didn't know about it. Kyrie didn't know about it. Luka didn't know about it. They just did it. Crazy. So I called y'all. I called y'all last night, man, because I couldn't even sleep after hearing this. Bro, I need, okay, wait. We'll do it like this. T-Streetz, you sent me a long text message. What's your grades given for the Dallas Mavericks, and what's your grade given for the Los Angeles Lakers on this trade?
So, when this broke, bro, first of all, man, this is different. This is a different team, different. It felt like a different universe, bro. It's like it really happened at first. Everybody backed up. Everybody made sure we was in the same. They turned on the kaleidoscope again. Are we tripping? The kaleidoscope on my son was tripping. You know, Sham was tripping. He got hacked. Found out it was true. It was like, okay. So we've had time to sit on it, brother. The branches went everywhere and heard everything about it. I had no full-on grades. Dallas, right now, I give Dallas a B+. I give the Lakers C. I give Dallas a B-. I give the Lakers a C+. I'll go that far to say that. Because I still got to see it play out. But right now, on his face, the fit fits Dallas way better than the fit fits the Lakers. Just going forward on what the teams look like now. About other moves can be happening behind the scenes, we don't know. As far as what the trade came out to
know what's going on.
I think that, Dallas could be a lot more if they knew that they stopped Luka around.
Yeah.
The last minute, just getting what you want to try and fit your team, you couldn't be better than AD. That lineup, you got depth, you got big men. Like that team should go far and do some noise. They should gel just fine, truthfully. But the Lakers will have to build. They got to see what they look like. It's going to be great. So I'm going to go B- for the Dallas Mavericks, B+ for Los Angeles Lakers, as of on his face.
Big bro, you claim to even know what's going on. Fill us in.
Well, the trade, really, the Lakers might have got over on, depending on how how Luka comes into the situation. Now it's been said.
My bad. Long run, right? Lakers won.
It's been said, in the background that Luka isn't the best person for being in shape. This is why he's always injured. This is why he, you know, for the last couple of years he's been injured. That's why he hasn't been able to complete the season, or he goes into the playoffs with some type of injury because he
Okay.
doesn't work out. He doesn't do anything to take care of his body. That's why everybody's wondering why would the Mavericks give up a 25-year-old player not even hitting his prime, scoring dang near 30 something a game and stuff. Anytime anything like this happens, there's something behind it. It ain't just like, oh, you got that guy, let's trade for him. They both are pretty effed up because one dude is in street clothes most of the time, and another guy isn't committed to his body to play basketball. So nobody really won in this trade. Dallas, only way I would think Dallas would win in this trade if we're talking about right now. Right now, if they're trying to win right now, Dallas won the trade if AD is healthy. Because their team is more is filled out better than the Lakers. All the players fit and all this stuff. With the Lakers, they still got to make a whole bunch of other trades and moves in order to fill out their squad, and they basically got the same guy. You know, they got LeBron and Luka are the same guy. So now their roster is going to be turned upside down in order to make that work. So as of right now, Dallas won if they can keep AD healthy for the rest of the season, because that's all Dallas really needed was defense. And another thing about Luka, we all know he don't play defense. He do not play defense. So if you put him and Austin Reeves in the front court, they're gonna get blown apart. Yeah, you might score. You might get 50 out of them, but the other 70. You know what I mean? So it's like LeBron can't sit in the chair, Luka can't sit in the chair, Austin can't sit in the chair. So that's that's your starting, half of your starting five. So, so I
quick
think
addendum.
I think
Jump in real quick.
I give them both a C. For now, I think Dallas won the trade because of the fact, and I know people like to see this is Luka. We have to see a healthy Luka get in shape, because if Luka get in shape, he's probably the most dangerous player in the NBA. Period.
Okay.
You know
what's up, T?
He came
In the long run,
230.
in the long run, I agree with Merck, and I agree with that a healthy Luka and seeing how him and Brian play off each other, that can work. But Dallas lost something. Man. Let's not sleep. Dallas lost the Shea. They lost the Wemby. They lost the Ant. They lost the young person in the West who could be for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas better win in a 35-year window, or that's it.
But that's why I said this right now. I said right now. If we're talking about right now, they mostly saying they made this trade to win now. If AD is healthy, they won the trade right now.
Yeah, that's what I see. That's what I see. That was my first thought on this whole thing, is that Lakers may have just saved their franchise with this trade, because Luka is for the future.
There you
He
go.
can be good for the next 10, 11, 12 years.
Right.
Dallas won for the right now.
Yeah.
That's scary. That is scary. Kyrie, AD,
Klay Thompson
on the same team with Klay Thompson
and Gafford and Lively.
Gafford and Lively. They have to give up Gafford or Lively.
And so seeing them all at one time, it might be like.
So my question.
Hey, hold on, I got something to say. Merk, they not doing this for now. Yeah, but what does that tell LeBron? Because if we're living in the LeBron window of time to where he can still play, the Lakers need to be doing it for now. So what does that say to LeBron?
So, yeah, one of our viewers posted a question or made a statement saying Lakers are not doing this for the now. And, yeah, I actually agree with that. Matter of fact, it's going to look ugly in L.A. for a couple months, actually, because it's Luka and LeBron kind of actually played the same. Now, eventually, we're going to see something nice, because they both are really high IQ basketball guys, especially operating out the half court. So I think they'll figure it out eventually. But
the best part
playoff
is you can sub about for each other. Like when you sub a Luka out, you don't lose Luka. You get a LeBron. You sub a LeBron out, you don't lose LeBron. You get a Luka.
That's crazy.
That's gonna be a special point.
That's crazy to say. Now, big, big bro, with Luka going to the LA Lakers, does that mean he's going to be the face of the NBA moving forward? Do you think he has a chance on that?
Not with all this bad publicity that he has so far as the background noise so far, him not working and doing what he needs to become the best version of himself. It's hard when you have that hanging over your head. So he got to get that off his shoulder first before they allow him to be the face of the league. Right now, first in line is Ant, and the second in line is Wemby, I think.
Okay. I just think that this is going to help him, especially as a Laker. It's either Boston or LA typically have a face of a franchise, and this is going to help him. But what my brother is speaking on is Luka had weighed in at 267 pounds during this injury. Seventh highest weight in the NBA at 6'7". Matter of fact, a little bit more than Zion.
Who you see on TV more than Ant right now? You talking about he not the face? Ant got the most commercials on out right now. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah. So one of our viewers said that Anthony Edwards is not the face of the NBA. That's up for a debate. I think he will be. He got a good chance on being.
He's the most cool player right now.
Streets. I got a question for you. Does this put Anthony Davis in a tough spot? There was just a protest outside of the Dallas Mavericks arena talking about sell the team, sell the team, sell the team. If Dallas come in and get the losing games, especially against big teams or higher ranked teams, does the blame fall on Anthony Davis now that they're getting rid of Luka? What you think?
I don't think so.
He's definitely in a tough spot. He's definitely in almost a lose-lose unless you win. Like, he has to win the championship. He has the quiet noise of the team, surrounding the team. I mean, since Mark Cuban left, man, well, not really left, but I mean, he left, but he's been around, but he also left still. It ain't been the same speed, same aura around Dallas. So he has to come in and make a big splash. He has to complete that team.
Well, see,
He's out some games.
If
Kyrie's out some games. If Clay's out some games.
Yeah.
You don't quite work. It turns to the Brooklyn situation.
No,
it's going
the Nico Harris thing.
It's going to get loud and down.
This ain't.
It's going to get too much for him. You know he don't perform that well under that type of pressure. He likes to block out the noise. When the noise come around,
this
that ain't funny.
Harris thing, bro. This is he's
so I don't think it'll work, that well for him if he don't come out winning.
If he don't come out winning. What you saying, bro?
This is a Nico Harris thing, man. He's gonna get burned at the stake, straight up. You know what I'm saying? If this don't work out, he better move out of Dallas in a year or two. I'm gonna just right now. I'm keeping it a bit because you know how them about they
to the weight comment earlier.
Yeah.
They don't play about their stuff.
I said there was something that the Pelicans should have jumped ahead of before Dallas did. Like the Pelicans kind of let Zion be in that max payment window.
Yeah.
Dallas said, I'm not paying. Dallas said, I know you're not doing this. You didn't show me you're not doing this. I'm not paying you. I'm getting out of this. So that was a risk. Big risk.
Anthony ain't coming back to New Orleans.
So look, I just wanted to give a big thank you and a shout out to Pac the Legend. He was like, I almost DM'd y'all last night about the trade. Hey, we welcome that, big dog. He's like, my Twitter timeline has been going absolutely chaos. Now that we see Luka Doncic being traded off, one of the premier superstars in the NBA, it makes me look at Zion Williams and Joel Embiid And it makes me wonder, are they safe? Because I ain't
Nobody's
gonna lie, man. I thought
safe,
Luka was
man.
untouchable.
Nobody's safe.
Nobody.
I thought Luka
I
was
don't
untouchable.
understand why people acting like, yeah, this has been a big trade, but we've seen big free agent moves and big moves during the season for players to leave. So it's not really that unusual. The first one to come to my mind is LeBron in Miami. And ain't that
Right.
unusual for somebody major to go somewhere. It's major for two people in a prime in a game to get traded for. Like I was listening to Charles Barkley. I don't think this ever happened where you had two #1 players actually get traded for basically straight up. I don't think this ever happened. Usually when you trade your superstar, you get some trash back, like he said. This time, this is like star for star. So we might not see this particular thing, but we see dudes get cut and traded. Cut and let go and stuff all the time. This big.
Yeah, I just like when you mentioned the LeBron thing, LeBron was outside of his contract. They didn't trade LeBron. You don't, it's just, it's so odd to see someone 25 years old, hadn't reached his prime yet, but he just dropped 70 points last year, 70, and made
Went
it
to
to
the
the
finals.
finals.
Went to the finals.
Went to the finals, and they get traded?
But he will.
This was,
See,
So,
this is where they go. This is where the
quick
weight and
question.
stuff comes in. Your
Quick
need.
question to both of y'all.
Okay.
This is my bombshell right here. If it don't work for Dallas, if it just don't work, will they be known as now the worst ones to alleviate Atlanta of trading Luka? Because remember, everybody hated Atlanta up for trade Young Switch. And now, like, this
wait,
done turned into that.
wait,
Like,
wait, wait.
will
What was
Dallas be
the
known as
question?
the worst ever?
Oh, yeah, if
Like, that's
if it don't
like
work
trading
out,
Ant right now. Like,
it has
No, the worst
to
trade.
work
No,
out.
no. The worst trade ever was for Paul George. That was the worst trade ever.
I don't know.
If this one don't work out, it is the
No.
worst trade, especially if Luka continue to do what he
That
do
that's
over in
the
LA.
part that gotta happen. Luka has to get not. And what's crazy is this is gonna sound funny to y'all. He can't do what he been doing, and I know he been balling, but he has to get better. Believe it or not, Luka has to get better, meaning that his game has to be more complete. He has to start playing. Now he has to start playing defense. Now he has to start doing things that's outside his comfort zone besides just scoring and stuff. So he has to get better in every aspect in order for the Dallas thing to be like totally bad. Because like I say, if they can keep AD on the court, they are going to be what, the fourth, fifth dangerous team. But this other trade we finna talk about,
I don't I don't care how
Antonio,
many draft picks Dallas would have got, which they should have got more draft picks. That's why they should have did auction. They never go find another Luka if it don't work out. If that boy going to win 2 MVPs only, not even 3,
I
he
don't
win a
know
championship or
about that
2,
because this would be
Dallas better
third.
they better
There are other
pray
Paul
that he
In
Georges.
this
turned into that
era,
bust.
Mark Cuban is good for finding these dudes, bro. He every 10 or 15 years he keep him one of these dudes. He started with Dirk, and now he got Luka. Some reason Mark know how to find these dudes, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't Mark getting Dirk though. Dirk had been there 10, 12 years
Mark
before
ain't there no
Mark
more.
got
Mark
there.
gone.
And it's just Luka
What
is
Luka
a
did? Mark was.
is a
Oh,
once
are
in
you
a
sure about that? Are you sure Mark wasn't there when Luka got drafted?
yeah,
Are
I'm
you sure?
sure.
Sure.
I'm
Anytime,
positive.
anytime
I'm
you got
positive.
Dirk asking what the hell, like what the hell going on,
Yeah.
you confuse the people.
Look, at this point,
It
um
ain't reason Pac. He don't work out, bro. He started his career when he came in as a rookie. He came in at 230. He's at
no,
267 right now. That'll mess up your knees. That'll mess
what
up the calves.
what makes
That'll mess up
this
your hamstrings.
what makes this scary is Luka get to come up under the tutelage of a LeBron James. So I'm wondering, he gets to LA. Hey, Bron, what kind of workout regimen you on? What you eating? How you maintain your body? How did you do this?
That's what I
Like,
had been
Look
saying.
at AD body. Look at how AD changed through the time while he was there around.
But see,
Like,
but Vern
last
made
year
the
was
point.
his best healthy wise season in a while. So Brian put you on a regimen. He makes you get there a little bit earlier at
Hold
the
on,
gym and at the
hold on though. You gotta remember, these players have egos, and my cousin made a point.
okay.
If Luka like, look, I'm killing y'all without any of that. So F you, LeBron, and your damn workout. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It
Like,
might
so,
be that too.
so
It
some of
might
these
be
dudes
that too.
known for being a defiant player in that regard. You know what I'm saying? That's why that Dallas couldn't get him to get in shape. Because if basketball itself don't want to make you get to that point and being the best and get into the finals, if that don't make you want to be the best player that you can be,
bro.
ain't no one who gonna change that. You get
He
what I'm
ain't
saying?
about to let Bronny beat him to workout, man.
Yes, he
Luka showing
yes,
up.
he
He ain't about to
will.
let
Yes,
Bronny beat
he
him to
will. Yes,
workout.
he will.
He's gonna
Yes,
show
he
up, okay?
Bro, you don't know. Luka is a lazy ass dude,
Nah, but
bro. That's why Dallas.
but
Bro, you
seriously,
gotta think about this. You
I
gotta
think the
think
trade
about.
alone will wake him up
You
though.
don't give
I think the trade alone will
away
wake
a
him up.
generational player unless it's for a reason, bro. You don't give away somebody at 25 averaging a 35 point triple double. So it's something about this dude. So y'all gotta watch that while y'all sit up here talking about he gonna be killing and he's still killing and all that stuff. Teams don't do this. So it's something about this cat that's past the radar. What they
Maybe
give
sometimes
us.
you just think you're the smartest person in the room, and that's you fall bigger to think you're the smartest person in the room. You gotta be
yeah.
careful with that. Sam Presti did the same thing for a while.
Yeah.
Like
They
OKC had to go through the learning
Not
curve, man.
denying that
Like the
they good players,
GMs, they start getting a bit
but
too antsy,
bro,
and
this is
you lose the
historical.
Luka, you lose the
This is
KD.
historical, bro.
Way
This is
before when you're supposed to
historical.
lose them.
Bro, this is
the
historical. This
this
type of thing don't happen
is
at all. So you can't
it
just say
don't.
he been reading the room. He been reading this dude. Bro, we saw when he went to the finals, Nico walked up to him and took the beer out of his hand
Yeah,
during
we
the
saw that.
interview.
We
Bro, that's
saw he was mad
not a
too.
good look, bro. That's not a good look. And y'all can say what y'all want. I don't care. If you can score 35 all you want, but if the player you guarding scoring 40, who gives a fuck?
Or scoring 35 just like you. The Dallas Mavericks actually said, like, the owner was asked, why did you trade Luka Doncic? He just said, we no longer believe he is the cornerstone of a franchise type player. And
Go right there.
saying that is very telling because he's 267 pounds. What the hell is going on, Luka?
Yeah.
He's one of those dudes like, I'll play in the shape type of guys.
Yeah. Nah.
But
Well, see, it was cool when you was playing in the 80s and 90s when everybody was doing that. When all the old men were coming in there off cigarettes and working off a steel mill or something. And then the 90s dudes were still in their ways and stuff like that. That was cool. But when you coming in here and you playing nothing but other 23-year-olds and other 25-year-olds and other 20-year-olds and stuff like that,
yeah,
that coming in and the shape shit ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that 50-point triple double against Dallas gonna be real smooth too. That
he
50-point triple double against Dallas.
Not
now
they keep tossing that shit.
look, I've been getting my phone been blowing up from last night all day while I was in the gym, man. Couple of guys stopped me in the gym to talk about it when they saw the Vest Game shirt, man. They was asking me about the trade, and I know a lot of people who are focused on Luka Doncic is in LA and he's playing with LeBron. Wow. I was actually looking at Dallas like, man, Dallas is scary.
Yeah.
Kyrie and AD on the same team. They still got Lively and Gafford and PJ and Klay Thompson. So that's three guys with a championship ring, Kyrie, Klay, and AD, right? But it was actually my son that pointed it out to me. He was like, Dad, who the leader? Who's the guy? When shit get tough,
They all used
when it comes
to be
playoff
number
time,
two.
like who's the guy?
They all used
I
to
was
be
like, well,
number two. There's no real
yeah.
number one.
I was like, well,
Kyrie
it's
got to be
Kyrie.
there.
And he was like, man, no, Kyrie was number 2 in his ring days, and he was like, and
Jason
in
Kidd is
Boston, that
the
was a
guy.
whole failed
Jason
experiment. I
Kidd
was
is
like,
the guy.
well, I was
Jason
like,
Kidd is
then
the guy.
I was like, then Anthony Davis. I was like, Anthony Davis, he just wanted. He was like, but he's been second fiddle to LeBron even now, and LeBron is 40. I'm
Jason
like,
Kidd is the guy.
I was like,
Now
wow. I was like, and Clay, we know Clay Thompson number 2, and I was like, shit. I was like, this might pose a problem come playoffs. Now you saying
Jason Kidd,
Jason Kidd is the
Jason
guy,
Kidd
huh?
is the guy. Jason Kidd is a player coach that actually knows how to calm his team down and get them in formation, kind of like Ty Lue type dude. Sometimes your head of your snake needs to play that part. And just like with Phil and Pat and all them back in those days, when everything was
Okay.
awry, when Magic wasn't doing his thing, and then Pat and them would bring him in. Look. Calm your ass down and play basketball. You know what I'm saying? And Jason Kidd is one of those dudes. So Kyrie has become a better leader. He said that he apologized to LeBron because he said, I understand now what it takes to be that guy. So I think Kyrie will be the closest thing on that team. But they got a bunch of dudes like Dinwiddie and what's his name? PJ. They talk. You know what I'm saying? So they have some dudes that are leaders that y'all wouldn't think that's on that team. So they're going to be okay. Like I say, only thing they need is to keep AD healthy. If they can keep AD healthy going into the playoffs,
Okay.
they're going to be dangerous. But like I said, the other team that just made the trade, San Antonio, everybody better wake your game up. I'm just letting y'all know right now.
So yeah, if y'all didn't know, Darian Fox has been traded to the San Antonio Spurs in a 3-team deal that sends Zach LaVine to the Sacramento Kings.
Did say that? Did not say that. Wasn't that one of the teams I had said when we was talking over teams? I was like, only team that's like in the fold would be like we agreed on Chicago, and since San Antonio, that's where his wife is from. I knew that was where he was going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because anytime chick wants something, happy wife, happy life. We've been stuck in the farm town all this time. Nigga, you better take me home. So you know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm only going to San Antonio. So that's the only way. Now, whoa, but we got the fastest dude with the tallest dude. Oh my Lord. Well,
You
y'all better
more
watch
excited
out
about
for
that
San
one?
Antonio, man. Y'all better watch out. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord.
You
Oh my
more
Lord.
excited about
Y'all
that
don't
one
let
than the
them
Dallas
two youngsters
Mavericks.
get on the same team at the same
So
damn time.
what happened with CP3?
I don't know, because the trade has been announced, but
More
they
details.
still hadn't released the details yet. So it does
If
look
he's
like
still that team, he got to go to the bench.
Yeah,
oh, of course, it looked like they
but you
managed
got
to hang on
CP3
to.
in your ear as the Aaron. But now your game, and having him on the team, your intelligence goes up 2 points automatically just for having him on your team. Like teammate, you know what I'm saying? Because he gonna point out stuff like, bro, you missed that point on that pick and roll, you missed that on that cut pass from the back door, you missed that on the drag down, bruh. And the most clutch dude.
It looked like they managed to keep Stephon Castile and Vesper on the Spurs. So this is I'm waiting to
What?
see,
Does
man.
this
Oh
mean
my
that
God.
Sacramento is about to have a fire sale?
Bro, what, bro?
The
They
Lakers
got
try for like
Fox,
Sabonis or something? No, I'm playing.
bro,
Look,
bro,
so I
bro.
wanted
They
to
traded
ask.
that still. You lying to me?
That's what it looked like.
Oh
That's
my
what it
Lord.
looked like.
Elizabeth, he done
Hey.
did it again.
You showing your
Big
age.
Greg Popovich done did it again. He about to win another 5. You ain't nothing. Oh,
I
is it
gotta
over?
I gotta ask this about the Luka trade and Anthony Davis. Do y'all think the Lakers are done? Like, do you think they
Yep,
still go ahead and pursue
yep. They have
more?
in
They're
one
going
day
after
they have become the
something.
worst defensive team in the NBA in one day.
The
They
The
still got
Lakers kept
Vanderbilt.
that pick, which was important. They didn't have to come off Connect, Reeves, Rui. They have pieces they can attach to something. They about to make
I
another
want them
splash.
to.
They're
I
going to
So
want
that's what I'm
Utah.
asking.
Miles
They're
Turner.
going to
That's what I'm asking.
Indiana. They about to make a splash.
They need to try.
That's what I'm asking.
They need to try to get Miles Turner. He's probably the
Right.
best player that's out there on the market that actually still plays a little defense, but he ain't got to be under the court on offense. They needed to get Rory and Wood and somebody else up out of there and get him in there. I think that would settle down the squad so far. It's what you would call it as roster wise, because you just bump Connect up to starting small forward, but their defense would still be horrible no matter what. Long as you got Luka, Garden, Steph, and any other Jai and say Gildress the pimp, you got it. As long as you got them out there, they're dead in the water. Unless, like I say, unless Luka finds the fountain of defense and he drinks from it and he becomes a better defender. But other than that, you got the old man and the Russian. I mean, like that should be like a TV show.
So that was actually what I was going to ask, because they were able to beat the OKC Thunder pretty handedly last year in the playoff. Dallas did, and Luka went crazy. Um, if I'm the Lakers, I'm looking for a defensive two guard and a center. So if what you say, Christian Wood, you still got Dalton Connect, you still
Not trading,
got Bronny James, you still got
not trading Connect.
you, you
They
still
couldn't
got
trade.
Rui Hachimura. Like you have some pieces you can move to bring in some more. So I don't think they're done yet. I think this is just the beginning. I think by
Absolutely.
the trade deadline they'll make another move to fortify their defense basically.
What's
And they still
y'all
have
feeling
Dorian
about this
Finney-Smith.
LeBron thing though? So I hear some rumblings and grumblings about LeBron to the Warriors. Warriors, please don't do that dumbass shit. Excuse my French. We ain't monetizing today. Please. This
I
ain't
don't think
this.
I don't think the Warriors are
Do not
in that
trade for LeBron,
mind
bro.
space right now. The Warriors are
Please.
looking at something else. The Warriors have their own piece right now. I don't think they want to get in that mess. I think the
Honestly,
Warriors have their own something else.
See, what
honestly,
you fail to understand that the Warriors have never got outside of Durant. They've never had a star want to come here before. Their squad was built from the ground up because of the Bay Area. It's certain cities in the world you don't want to come stay, and we're one of them. Like people aren't clamoring to move to Oakland and San Francisco, like for real. You know what I mean? Unless you on your last leg and you trying to work on your tech degree and you want to come out here and make some money off of that, like Iguodala or something, you might come holler at us. But ain't no stars trying to come out to the Bay, bro. So we gonna have to do the same thing that we did in order for us to get good, and that's draft good players and build on them. That's what's gonna happen. Because only way we gonna get anybody worth anything if we trade Steph, and we ain't trading Steph.
I,
So you know,
But yeah, back to your point about what the Lakers need. If I'm them, I'm going to Indiana and I'm going to Charlotte and I'm trying to get as many lockdown wings and big men as I can find. Because they're
yeah,
going to have that against Houston and they're going to have that against the Celtics.
no, we can.
You don't have
like
somebody
They
who
got
can do
Finney
something that
Smith.
winging in that inside.
yeah.
There's no use in even trying this experiment.
They still
Well, like
got.
I said, they still got Dorian Finney-Smith. They just
They
brought
still
him
got.
in, and
That's
he's a solid defender. And they still
I'll keep
got
going. He played with
Vanderbilt
Luca
too.
before too, right?
Yeah, yeah, they
Yeah, so
mentioned him
he got
before.
a little familiarity with that.
They
I keep
still got the youngster from New Orleans too. Ain't he still over here too? The center.
Yeah,
I'm forgetting his name.
Jackson Hayes.
well, Jackson
Yeah,
Hayes. There you go.
Hayes. They still
Yeah,
got him. You
they
know,
still
he's
got
some.
him. Yeah.
I don't
Now,
think they're big on Jackson Hayes, though. Especially with all that scandal off the court a little bit. I hate to say it that way.
Is
But I
that
just
what's
don't
going?
think they're big on Jackson Hayes. I think they trying to get off of that. So they look for two
Is
big
that
men.
what's going on with him? Because I didn't hear nothing about it. So he's going through some stuff off court. That's why he ain't been playing. I'm asking the question:
it's,
is Jackson Hayes going through something?
Okay?
oh, I haven't heard anything about Jackson Hayes. What did you hear about Jackson Hayes, T-Streetz?
Is that-
Huh?
Okay, I say you said there was a scandal with Jackson Hayes.
Oh yeah, he got I forgot what kind of little charge he got off the court, but it was like a little charge. He almost caught something like that. Some scandal he was going through. I don't want to speculate too much on it, but
Okay.
we're gonna look it up and kind of go through. He had some little
Yeah, don't turn
incident he went
the
through.
channel. You gonna get us got what's her name? What's the girl? Natasha K all up in
Oh, okay.
obvious
Yeah.
house. No,
No, so Jackson Hayes said he wasn't disciplined by the NBA, but he had pled no contest to a
Yeah,
misdemeanor charge for false imprisonment and resisting arrest. So
his numbers ain't good enough for all that, man.
yeah, yeah, that's
no.
crazy in itself. Now, there's one more point I wanted to make before we get up out of here was that there's here we are again, where ball clubs, like the Lakers, like the Mavs, was able to change a player's future behind the scenes without them knowing, completely altering legacies. And because Luka got traded to the Lakers, this now cancels his chance to get a
Yeah,
super max.
Mhm. Good point.
Okay, so they fucked them out his money.
they took bread out of his pocket. Yeah,
Mhm.
That man was set to
But
make
they don't. But he
have
got
the richest NBA contract in history for $95 million a year.
he finna get that back in one shoe deal, one commercial, bro.
He,
He's in LA now.
he already
That's
got
more
shoot,
money
yeah,
back in
the,
LA.
the tip is still
but
that was
still,
mine though. That was for me to decide.
what if it
That was
was
for me to
New
tell my
Orleans?
play option.
What if it was Charlotte? What if it was Wizards? You know, like again, these players are held to a different standard.
That's it right
Jimmy
there.
Jimmy Butler said, "Look, I want to be traded." Pat Riley was like, "No, we ain't trading you," and said that publicly. So Jimmy Butler started bullshitting on the court, starts shooting one-legged threes, started
James Harden when he got out of the
yeah,
state.
James Harden with his fast food. Like those guys will forever have a stain on their legacies because they did something to get their way. But organizations behind the scenes, two owners met up and was like, you know what? I like your guy. You switch. And he messed one dude out of his money and snatched another dude from his best friend and LeBron James. So I just want to point out that maybe we should have a different lens when looking at players and stop jumping to the defense of these
Right.
organizations
I agree.
going forward.
Well, I'm not feeling nothing.
KD made that exact point, bro.
I'm not feeling none of that because players need to start playing, doing their job, start coming to work healthy, start coming to work in the shape you need to be in to be the best player you can. So you want me to invest in you even though you coming in 30 pounds overweight? You want me to invest on you even though you're not doing anything to keep yourself on the court? So it works both ways. I'm not into this corporation thing. I want to make that clear. You know what I'm saying? But people have to start being accountable for what they ain't doing. You have the greatest job in the world. Why not take advantage of it? I'm not finna give you 354 million and you coming in 30 pounds overweight for absolutely no reason at all. So
But
yeah,
I went above and beyond though too for you. I done took you to the finals last year. Like Jimmy Butler, I took you to the finals 2 out of 3 years.
I'm,
I've given you everything I got,
I'm,
and I got one more
I'm,
left, one leg left. So you gonna treat me
I'm,
just like I'm an employee at this time, but I'm family every other time.
I'm
So why not
one
treat
of
me like
nine
I'm
players
family
to
now?
ever score
Like they
70 in
do it for
one
you
game.
Dutch staffs, and they do it for the ones they like that, but they won't do it for just any old superstar.
do you respect Kobe?
Like the business is the
Of course
business,
I do.
bro. That's what I
Do
feel.
you
The business
respect
is the business.
Kobe?
Of course I
Do you respect
do.
Kobe Bryant? Do you respect Michael Jordan? Do you respect Karl Malone? No, they go
No.
back. Do you respect Hakeem Olajuwon? Do you respect these dudes who put in the goddamn work to be the best players that they can? And that's why they're up here and he's going to be down here because he ain't put in the work. Yeah, you took me to the finals, but maybe we could have won if you were 30 pounds lighter, punk. So what we talking about here? What we talking about here? You gonna
Maybe
sit
we
up
could
there
have
and tell
won if
me,
Kyrie put
Bro,
up more than
no,
15
like
points a
KD
game.
no,
get
we're
off the
talking
park,
about
man.
no,
They
we're
treat
talking
them like
about this guy.
employees when they want to, when they
We're
choose
talking about
to. So I think the
we're
players
talking
should have that same choice. I'm gonna treat this as a job when I choose to.
When I
It's
choose
my
to.
choice.
And
Like,
Jimmy
I mean,
Butler
look, hey, bro,
didn't shake.
let's be
Jimmy
honest about it.
Butler took
They
my team
traded
to the
Dion
finals 3
Waiters
times.
in the
wait, this is the
goddamn warm up.
contradiction.
Like the boy said, the lights went down. Oh, say can you see? And that man had to walk out and go pack his stuff
Bro,
and
you're
get
not
his
making no
family up
sense.
so he could the stage. Like, come on, bro.
Bro, the
So if I
ones
decide I want to leave today tomorrow because you ain't treating me right, I'm
check
out.
this out. The ones
I'm
that's
out.
making the decisions, the ones that control their destinies, LeBrons, the Kobe's, the Jordans, the Duncans, it's the dudes that put in work. So how the hell you can try to control your shit and you not working for it? What we talking about here? The
We
whole point of
talking
playing
about
basketball, we're gonna do that with you go from the dude that's sleeping with your basketball every day to now you got 2 chicks next to you every day. It's a difference. There's a difference.
They
I know
traded Luca, man.
they
we
They
talking
flexed
about
their muscle, so they traded
did
Luca
they
the
trade Kobe?
Don. That's
Did
like
they trade
trading
Kobe?
Jokic.
Did
That's
they
like
trade
trading
Kobe?
Giannis right now.
No,
yeah,
it's
bro.
Nobody's
not.
about to make
No,
that
it's not.
mistake.
No, no,
That's
they're
like
not
a
saying that. He
GM
don't
mistake.
work as
At
hard
any
as
other
them
time in
to
the world, we
do.
call that a GM mistake.
He don't work as hard as them to do. So that's a fucking lie.
I'm talking
Because
about the
they wouldn't
double
get
standard.
traded.
I'm
They
talking
wouldn't
about the
get
double
traded
standard.
because of the work that they put in. Straight
You
up.
understand?
The reason why they can control their own destiny because they put in the work and they got rings to show for it and to put behind the work that they put in. You talking about a dude, yeah, he averaging 30 pounds overweight. If he cleans himself up, imagine what he can do. I'm saying at some point you gotta give to get. You know what I'm
Oh, I
saying?
agree. I
You put in
agree.
the work. If you put in the work, and you control your destiny. All
Hey,
these dudes that were
Luka
great
just about to
control
show
where
people
they
why you
wanted to
put that
go.
no trade clause as soon as you can. You take control of your career as soon as you can.
All the ones
Like
that
they
were
costing
great,
that man bucks.
all,
Nah,
Uh,
all the ones that were great controlled their destiny. You could never trade LeBron James behind
20,
his back.
28 is putting in the work to me.
You not
Like he may not
but
get a chip right there, but
but
28
and it
is
don't
putting in the work.
stop and it don't stop at just trades, right? Because when Braun was in Cleveland on his first stint, that 7 years when he took them to the finals, and he gets swept by the San Antonio Spurs, he has 7 years to bring in another guy to say, hey, I got something great here. Let me bring somebody to help him. You bring in Mo Williams.
Bruh, no.
You bring in Larry
Right.
Hughes.
But see,
You
y'all
bring
talking about
in
all
Right.
that, but it's more
Gauskas. Like,
to it than that,
give
though,
me
man.
it.
Y'all tripping, bro. First of all, it's about where you can make yourself better known too. You ain't gonna just go somewhere just because somebody good. Because at the end of the day, you're a business. You're a business. You're not gonna be able, unless you're doing numbers like LeBron. If you get traded to LeBron, you're never gonna be bigger than him. So you're not gonna be put in the forefront so you can shine. So you tell me you want me to go play with the best player in the league and in a dead ass city too? It wasn't
Yeah,
just because
because I want
because
you to do your job,
but
right? If you're the owner of a team,
Well,
we
I'm
learned that these dudes
gonna tell
ain't
you
own
this right
that
here.
though. We learned that these
This
dudes
is
ain't
one
it,
thing
own
I for
winning.
sure feel
It's
about
about
this
their
whole thing.
brand.
This one
what's
thing I
up?
for sure feel about this whole thing, bros. Luca is the first one out. Luca got out first. Ain't go try and find his way out of Minnesota, small market. Zion went out of New Orleans, small market. John went out of Memphis, small market. Luca went first. Like he's the white magic. Like instead of a Celtics jersey, he's the next bird. He gonna be the white magic. Man. They go market the hell out of him.
You know
New
what's
York is
funny?
only left.
Everybody you name have either off court issues or don't work hard enough off court to make their own staple. That's funny that you say that. Absolutely everybody you name either is messed up off court or don't do what they need to do to make themselves have their own destiny in their hands. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm saying there's a double standard. Yeah, the players have a job to do, but so does some of these organizations. That's all I'm saying.
But see,
And a lot of times we look at these players with such disgust and disdain when they say, "Look, I want to be traded." Well, why do you want to be traded from that organization? What happened? Not just Jordan never went nowhere. Kobe never went nowhere. What why you want to leave? Like, you should be
Right.
grateful to be there. Well,
Right.
shit, sometimes you got a crappy boss. It's just is what it is.
See, no, what I'm saying the difference is that they control where they wanted to go though.
Hell yeah.
It's because
Everybody
of this,
was just
but
killing
it's because of
Jimmy.
the work
Everybody
that
and
they
their mama
put
was
in.
just killing Jimmy. And now look what the organization done to an all-time franchise NBA face type player.
No, but
Yeah.
we were just saying last episode that you gotta know who you picking your fights with too though. You can't go up to
That's
Pipe
true.
Raleigh and just say I'm not playing
Never pick
no
a fight with
more
homie
and
shit
stuff
for the
like that.
GM.
You know what I'm saying? No, it's not no, because some GMs you can pump, but it's certain ones that ain't playing that. So you play your role. So sometimes you gotta kiss a little ass to get over, or pretend like you care enough just to get out. And sometimes playing this hardball and trying to be the tough
And
guy.
Rock Lake showed his hand too. He showed his hand to Brian by doing what he did, because keeping Brian out the loop was kind of that's
Yeah.
weird, man. That's weird energy.
No, it's
That's
not weird
weird.
because he would have vetoed the trade. So actually, it's not weird. It's not weird. If Malika had his mindset on getting rid of AD, ain't no way in hell I'm calling LeBron, because LeBron like, what? You crazy? No, you not getting rid of AD. So no, he wouldn't have been in the loop too if I knew I was trying to bust his move. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense, because that's your star, that's your rock. You
Heck
so
with me,
you
man.
usually
Yeah,
communicate with your guys,
okay. So
and you right.
how much of his help has worked? What, 1 year out of 7? I'm not taking his advice no more.
Give me a hands up, man.
I'm not taking this guy advice no more. You clearly don't know how to build a team. Like, so I'm not. What the hell am I calling this dude for?
And on that,
Yeah.
and on that, that's the episode.
All right, yo, man. I appreciate everybody for coming in and joining us today. T-Streetz, always love talking to you, boy. Appreciate you, little bro. I love you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
you
know how
too,
we
bro.
rock, man. This has been a Leave It on the Court trade special, and we just left it on the court. But you can catch us on YouTube, on TikTok, Instagram, of course, every Saturday at 6 o'clock. Make sure you can catch this episode if you missed it tonight on YouTube. It will be uploaded sometime soon. Of course, you would know if you in the know. You get it? You know what I'm saying? So until next Saturday, that's game.
That's
Game, my people.
game.
Man, great episode, fellas. Emergency on the Sunday.
Yes,
Yeah, man.
sir.
Yo, we finna switch it. Actually, we finna switch to Sunday as soon as the Super Bowl over. So that's an update. So, yeah.
Hey,
All
bro,
right,
it's only popping. It just started, man. Trade season just started.
let's go.
Nada, you can't tell me nada, you can't tell me nada. I'm about